This is DD India and you're watching Express News, a program where we bring you top 100 news of the day. I'm Tanvi Taneja. Let's begin. Prime Minister Narendra Modi had a telephonic conversation with the President of the Russian Federation, Vladimir Putin. President Putin briefed Prime Minister Modi on the latest developments concerning Ukraine. Earlier, Prime Minister Narendra Modi received a telephone call from the President of Brazil, Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, on Thursday. Both Prime Minister Modi and the Brazilian President reiterated their commitment to take India-Brazil strategic partnership to new heights during the call. India's Information and Broadcasting Minister Ashwini Vaishnav briefed media after the cabinet meeting chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday. India's I&B Minister Ashwini Vaishnav said that the cabinet has approved the continuation of the targeted subsidy for Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana for consumers at 12,000 crore rupees. The Union Minister also said that the cabinet has approved a substantial 30,000 crore rupees subsidies for oil marketing companies to make liquefied petroleum gas more affordable for consumers. India's National Security Advisor Ajit Doval, during his recent visit to Moscow, confirmed that Russian President Vladimir Putin is set to visit India. During the meeting with Putin, the two leaders discussed ways to further strengthen the India-Russia special and privileged strategic partnership. Operation Akal has been going on in the Akal Devsa area of South Kashmir's Kulgam district. Security personnel continue combing the area for more terrorists. One terrorist has been neutralized so far today as the operation continues. Meanwhile, officials also help to relocate the villagers to safer locations. In a significant move aimed at boosting economic ties of Kashmir with the nation, the Northern Railway has officially opened Anantnag railway station under its Jammu division for the movement of goods. Amidst the disaster that struck Dharali region in the North Indian state of Uttarakhand, Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami has been at the forefront for the last 3 days, seeing through the situation. Monitoring every activity, the Uttarakhand Chief Minister is present at the ground and is reviewing the situation, reaching out to the relief teams and giving directions and assuring the affected families that the government is with them. The Uttarakhand Chief Minister on Friday morning held a high-level review meeting with DG IDBP, DG NDRF and DGP Uttarakhand Police and took many important decisions related to the development of the state. On the relief and rescue operations in Dharali and Harshil in Uttarakhand, the latest update is that over 566 people have been evacuated so far. In 2025, Sam Manekshaw, Mohammad Usman and Somnath Sharma's tales of bravery entered the NCERT books, inspiring students with their courage and duty. The central government capped prices on Friday for 4 emergency use medicines and set retail limits for 37 other drug formulations, aiming to make essential drugs more affordable. The National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority issued the order requiring manufacturers with higher prices to adjust to the new ceilings effective immediately. India's semiconductor chip market is projected to reach $100 to $110 billion by 2030, driven by the global digitization and automation. Government initiatives like ESDM, India Semiconductor Mission, and Semicon India are boosting the industry. India's electronics exports have surged 47% to $12.4 billion in the first quarter of fiscal year 2025-26 as per Cellular and Electronics Association. Mobile phones up 55% to $7.6 billion, led with total production hitting $133 billion in fiscal year 2025. Indian benchmark indices, the Sensex and the Nifty ended in red on Friday after the US President Donald Trump ruled out any trade negotiations amid the ongoing tariff standoff. So the BSE Sensex settled 765 points lower at 79,858, while Nifty 50 ended 233 points lower at 24,363. The Indian rupee ended lower at 87 rupees 68 paise against the US dollar at the Forex market. Crude oil prices dipped slightly, with Brent crude at $66.2 per barrel, down 0.6%, and US crude at $63.8 per barrel, down 0.7%. Gold futures were at $3,399 per ounce, up 0.1%, with a 39.8% yearly rise. Silver prices were at $38.36 per ounce, up 1.36%, with a 39.3% annual increase driven by safe haven demand and industrial use. US President Donald Trump demanded on Thursday that the new boss of US chipmaker Intel resign immediately after a Republican senator raised national security concerns over his links to firms in China. Japan's Yomiuri Shimbun newspaper, one of the world's biggest by circulation, is suing US-based AI firm Perplexity for allegedly free riding on its content on its search engine. OpenAI has launched its GPT-5 artificial intelligence model, the highly anticipated latest installment of a technology that has helped transform global business and culture. OpenAI in a briefing said OpenAI's GPT models are the AI technology that powers the popular ChatGPT chatbot, and GPT-5 will be available to all 700 million ChatGPT users. On to international affairs now. The US president's reciprocal tariffs have come into effect now against 69 nations, which includes India. Trump has also hinted that China could also be hit with additional secondary tariffs. Trump has also announced a 100% tariff on semiconductor imports, despite reports that the US inflation has already started to climb. Meanwhile, US President is set to host the leaders of Armenia and Azerbaijan on Friday, touting the prospect of sealing a long-sought peace deal between the two regional rivals. Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan and Azerbaijan President Ilham Aliyev will attend a peace signing ceremony at the White House on Friday, Trump posted on Thursday on his Truth Social platform. On his meeting with Russia's President Vladimir Putin, Trump has said that he would meet Vladimir Putin for the upcoming talks on the Ukraine crisis, even if the Russian leader had not sat down with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Israel's Security Cabinet has approved a plan proposed by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for the full military takeover of the Gaza city. In response to Israel's decision, the United Nations has said that any decision to expand Israel's military operations in Gaza will be deeply alarming. The UN have also said that Sudan's crisis is worsening, as nearly 100,000 cholera cases were reported in Sudan since July last year, further warning of more hunger, displacement and disease to come. Thailand and Cambodia have agreed for a ceasefire. Both sides agreed to a ceasefire involving all types of weapons, including attacks on civilians and civilian objects and military objectives of either side, in all cases and in all areas. Further, Thailand and Cambodia also agreed not to undertake provocative actions that may escalate tensions. The agreement was reached at the end of a 4-day meeting with the United States and China as observers. Malaysia, as the ASEAN chair, will lead a regional delegation to Myanmar next month following the junta's scrapping of its state of emergency, Foreign Minister Mohammed Hassan said on Friday. The visit, likely on September 19th, will include the foreign ministers of Indonesia, Thailand and the Philippines. The United States on Thursday doubled its bounty on Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro to $50 million. Maduro faces federal drug trafficking charges and The most recent election victory of Maduro was not recognized by Washington. Reacting to the increased bounty, Venezuela termed it as pathetic and ridiculous. Venezuelan Foreign Minister said in a statement on Telegram that the pathetic bounty is the most ridiculous smokescreen they've ever seen. The US is building a migrant detention center at Fort Bliss near the Mexico border. It is planned to hold up to 5,000 people. Australia has recently jailed mushroom murderer, also tried to poison her husband with a chicken korma curry. Home cook Erin Patterson was found guilty in July of murdering her husband's parents and elderly aunt. The Newspaper Owners Association of Bangladesh expressed concern over the safety of journalists and press freedom after a journalist was brutally killed, having his throat slit in Ghazipur city, Dhaka, on Thursday. A helicopter crashed into a barge in the Mississippi River on Thursday, killing 2 people who were on the helicopter and closing the river to traffic near Alton, Illinois. The United Nations has warned that Sudan's crisis is worsening, with civilians facing growing food shortages, disease and displacement. Indonesia is cracking down on a viral pirate flag that is spreading as a symbol of political protest ahead of the Independence Day. Officials warn the provocation should not fly alongside the country's red and white flag. Thousands of war veterans and supporters gathered in Pristina to protest the trial of former Kosovo President Hashim Thaçi and 3 ex-high-ranking commanders of Kosovo's Liberation Army. We're heading for a short break. We'll be back with Express News in just a bit. Stay tuned to DD India.
Extreme heat, unseasonal rains, floods, droughts. These aren't just isolated weather events anymore. So today, through all our stories, we ask, how do we adapt? And whatever we do, will it be enough as the weather becomes more extreme?
We managed to get the IMD, and what we can create a WhatsApp group. We can have these market leaders in this WhatsApp group, and we can send these, IMD can send these alerts, these weather alerts every day in this WhatsApp group.
We have concentrated mostly on disaster management framing to tackle the problems associated with heat.
It's necessary in this humid heat, and we know that the summers are getting more and more relentless. It's an interesting initiative.
Welcome back. You're watching Express News on DD India. I'm Tanvi Taneja. Let's resume. News about the vagaries of nature now. Japan's meteorological agency has issued a special alert for heavy rain for Kagoshima province of the southern island of Kyushu, advising residents to stay indoors. As northwest China faces flash floods, it was reported on Friday that about 10 people have lost their lives and 33 remain missing due to the flooding. The largest tropical rainforest, Amazon, has shown a 4% rise over the past year in fire and deforestation. A massive wildfire in France's Aude region, the largest since 1949, has burnt over 17,000 hectares of land. A woman has been killed and 13 have been injured, while 3 remain missing. Over 2,000 firefighters are still battling the blaze. 11 departments are on an orange alert for heatwave in France, marking the start of the second heatwave in France. Hungarians are protesting with camels to raise alarm over an upcoming drought, as Hungary is considered one of the most vulnerable countries to drought in the European Union. Wildfires have burnt forests in Canada's Saskatchewan region as the country endures one of its worst fire seasons on record. In the Kamishli Zoo of Syria, animals are being drenched in water to give them relief as the temperature this year rises to 48 degrees, sometimes 50 degrees. Heat waves in Spain, where people can escape from the heat with air conditioning space to cool off from temperatures reaching almost 40 degrees Celsius. As per India's meteorological department, heavy to very heavy rainfall is likely in northern states of Punjab, Himachal Pradesh and Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir from August 8th to 12th. Extremely heavy rainfall is also expected in Haryana. And now news about art, culture, life and entertainment. The Water Civilizations Gallery opens in Turkey's Talas district following the discovery of a 2,000-year-old rock-carved water cistern or a water storage tank fed by melting snow from Mount Erciyes, one of Turkey's tallest mountains. The water would collect it in the ancient cistern. China's glasses town in Zhejiang has come up with an AI-powered glasses look tech that can assist users in daily life based on what they see and hear through the glasses. Giant panda twins Qing Hua and Qing Lu on Wednesday celebrated their 4th birthday at a wildlife park in southwest China's Chongqing municipality with special cakes made of bamboo, vegetables, fruits prepared by the zookeepers. The World Robot Conference opened in Beijing with more than 100 cutting-edge robotics products making their debuts, nearly twice as many as last year. Chinese toy maker Pop Mart opens a flagship store in Bangkok as its small, fuzzy, sharp-toothed Labubu monster dolls gain viral popularity worldwide. Archaeologists in northern Peru have uncovered evidence at the Pyomand temple that could reshape understanding of early ritual architecture and ancestor worship on the coast. Archaeologists have discovered 14 skeletons buried face down, some with hands tied behind their backs, who believe that the remains are dated to around 1000 BC. Life-sized wooden puppets of giraffes, lions and several other animals completed a 20,000-kilometer journey from Congo to Norway in August, symbolizing that animals fleeing from the effects of climate change. In the last leg of their intercontinental odyssey, these puppets scaled the Jostelbreen Glacier, the largest glacier in mainland Europe, and concluded the trek at North Cape, one of the northernmost points in the world. A restaurant in Mexico City named Condesa is becoming a draw for its zero-waste kitchen, which means that every scrap of food and leftover is reused for other purposes. The Mosque Festival in West African country of Benin showcased vibrant cultural heritage and ancestral traditions. Thousands of spectators gathered to witness elaborate wooden mosques and traditional dances performed by artists from Benin, Nigeria and Côte d'Ivoire. Raksha Bandhan will be celebrated on Saturday all over the world. It is considered an important festival symbolizing the love, affection and trust between brothers and sisters. In Gujarat's Rajkot, school children have prepared 45-feet-long rakhi with the help of different dishes and forks and various grains for birds. Students of Sukma district in Chhattisgarh prepared rakhi for the armed forces. Together they are preparing rakhi for young brothers and these young brothers who are posted on the border of the country who cannot go to their homes during Raksha Bandhan festival. While in the national capital, Chief Minister Rekha Gupta met a self-help group in a bid to promote handmade products. Sisters of Shadra district prepared a gift pack containing rakhi, roli and rice. With Ganesh Chaturthi just weeks away, people in Mumbai have come together to ensure this year's celebrations are more eco-friendly, from using clay idols and natural dyes to promoting artificial immersion tanks. Mumbai is embracing sustainability while honouring traditions. Renowned American rapper and songwriter Eminem surprised fans at a special screening of his new documentary Stands in New York. The documentary spotlighted through the lens of Eminem's most devoted fans. Walt Disney has resolved a legal dispute with actor Gina Carano over her firing from the Star Wars streaming TV series The Mandalorian. Director Michael Bay is no longer part of the upcoming Netflix film Fast and Loose. Bay has reportedly exited the project due to creative differences with actor Will Smith, who is also one of the producers of the film. Makers of The Batman Part 2, Warner Brothers, has announced that the shooting of the film will begin in spring 2026. The film is set to release in theatres on October 1st, 2027. The makers of The Paper, a spin-off to the superhit sitcom The Office, have finally released the trailer of the series on Thursday. Actor Logan Marshall Green has joined the cast of the upcoming spin-off of the Yellowstone series, Why Marshals. Singer Kelly Clarkson postponed the remaining August dates of her studio sessions residency at Las Vegas's Caesars Palace after sharing her ex-husband Brandon Blackstock is sick. Indian filmmaker Hansal Mehta's upcoming series Gandhi has become the first Indian series to be selected in Toronto International Film Festival's very carefully curated primetime slate. India's Telugu actor Nani has shared the first look poster of his upcoming action thriller The Paradise. And on to sports news now. Australia will have captain Mitchell Marsh and Travis Head as the opening pair until the ICC Men's T20 World Cup next year. Australian pace legend Glenn McGrath has predicted a 5-0 sweep for Australia in the upcoming Ashes starting November, citing England's struggles in local conditions. Zimbabwe veteran Brendan Taylor on Thursday said that he faced multiple days of trauma as he struggled to come to terms with an incomprehensible demoralization of life after being banned by the ICC for breaching their anti-corruption code. Pakistan batter Haider Ali is under investigation in the United Kingdom after he was arrested following an allegation of sexual assault. In football, Cristiano Ronaldo scored a hat-trick as Al Nassr beat Rio Ave 4-0 in a pre-season match in Portugal. The game was played at the Estádio do Algarve on Thursday. Harry Kane enjoyed an eventful reunion with his former club, scoring a goal and missing a penalty in Bayern Munich's 4-0 friendly win over Tottenham Hotspur at the Allianz Arena. 9 players from Champions League winners Paris Saint-Germain have been nominated for the men's Ballon d'Or this year, along with the club's coach Luis Enrique. Spain and Barcelona's teen sensation Lamine Yamal has also made the cut for the top football prize. 5 England players have been nominated for the women's Ballon d'Or after their Euros triumph, including goalkeeper Hannah Hampton. Chelsea centre-back Levi Colwill is expected to miss much of the new season after the 22-year-old suffered injuries in training. Ben Shelton became the first American to win an ATP Masters title in Canada in more than 2 decades as he defeated Karen Khachanov in the final. Canadian teenager Victoria Mboko conquered 4-time Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka to win the Canadian Open crown and her first WTA title. Venus Williams of the United States lost to Jessica Bozas Monero of Spain 6-4, 6-4 in the first round of the Cincinnati Open. India's Madhura Dhammangaonkar and Abhishek Verma bowed out in the quarterfinals of the mixed team compound archery event at the World Games in China. And India's Arjun Ergyasi, Diptayan Ghosh, M. Pranish and German Grandmaster Vincent Keimer got off to a winning start at the Chennai Grandmasters. So that's it in this edition of Express News. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.